Before we get into our video on how to add and modify sound in Premiere, I thought I would share with you a great resource for sound effects and music. So you guys have been listening to my videos all year. You probably haven't been watching them, but you've probably heard the sound effects anyway. And those are all from soundsnap.com right here. It's not free. It is royalty free, which means that you can purchase the license once and use it over and over and over again in any number of variety of projects. Very few limitations. But there is a cost to it, but it is reasonable, and if you just need a few sound effects and you're willing to spend a few bucks, then you can really add another dimension to your movies. Now, of course, you can do searches on the internet and find free sound effects. It's just that you may discover at a certain point that you're spending so much time trying to find them that maybe it would be worth a little bit of money to get there more quickly, and ultimately probably a little bit more legally. So anyway, on to Premiere. So you'd like to add sound to your video. Well, of course you would. What is this, the 1920s? Well, this video is going to show you how to do that and then how to modify it to make it all seamlessly fit together. So as you'll notice in the timeline, we currently have two video tracks to the left, and neither one of those have any sound attached to them. And then at the end is the title track, which has both video and audio track already. And so we're going to bring in two clips of music and then a voiceover track as well, and then play with the volume and so forth to make them all come in at the right points and to seamlessly interlace with each other. Okay, so let's get started. So right now, we're going to start with some circus music, which is going to go on the first audio track, and that is this file right here. So I'm just going to drag that right into the timeline. Beautiful. And then you'll notice I have some markers in here, so that's to help me quickly get to the points where I want to insert the other pieces of audio. And so I'm going to go to marker number 1. And that is going to be my scary music. So I'm going to double click on that. And you can see at this point there really are no in and out points on this. So we'll establish them in the timeline. And so I'm just going to pull this over till it stops right at the beginning of the title track. And I already know this is going to cut off really too abruptly. So it's just like, I don't want this going right into this. I want this to be stopped and then this to start. And so that will have more impact if this abruptly starts. Okay, so to do that, let me show you the effects. Because all the stuff I've shown you with video transitions, you can do the same thing with audio. So I'm going to twirl this folder open here in the effects window. There's only one choice, crossfade. And then in here you can see constant gain and exponential fade. So if you want to fade something in, that's what you use. If you want to fade something out, then you use this. And that's what I want to do. I'm just going to pull this in. And as with the video transitions, you have the ability to stretch and pull these as long or short as you like. You can also double click on them and then just type a number in up here to give the duration. So what I'm going to do though is just use the default. And so now you have total silence between the end of the second clip and the beginning of the title audio. That's exactly what I want. Okay, so let's go up here and play the beginning of this. We're going to have to do some adjusting. I'll let you know that up front. So I'm going to play this. Okay, so just a little too much intensity. So, you know, all things like this, whether it's your video or your audio, it's it has a hierarchy as well, just like we have done in our layouts in the previous projects. You have to really let the viewer know what do you want them to focus on most, focus on next, and so we need to help with that music. So the circus music is great, but we don't need it that loud to get it, to understand that that is the underlying theme. And so I'm going to adjust the volume of this whole entire track at once. Very easy to do. In each audio track, you'll notice a little white line going right across the middle of the track. If I click and hold on that, I can pull that up or down to make the clip louder or softer. And so I'm going to pull this down till I get right to about 11.42 decibels. And so that means it is 11.42 decibels lower than the normal play volume. So I'm going to let go right there. And you'll notice now when I play a clip from this, it's much softer. Okay, so that's what I want. Now this clip here, let me just click on the marker to go to the beginning of that. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to leave the volume on that one where it is for now. May adjust it later. Now, this is still a little too strong if I take it all the way to the end, and it's just going to cut off. So I would actually like to have a gradual fading out of the sound on this particular track. So you may go, how the heck do I do that?
I don't know.
Well, you could bring in audio fade out, like we did here, the exponential fade, and just stretch it out to the point you want. There would be nothing wrong with that. That would work just fine. But let me show you another way, because often the changes you want to make aren't going to be in the beginning or the end of a track. It's going to be in the middle somewhere. And for those, these aren't going to work for you. So I'm going to move over to this point in the timeline here, and then I'm going to zoom in a bit so we can see a little bit better. And then this is where I want the music to start fading out. And so what I need to do is to create a point from which that can happen. And this little audio line actually is similar to how vector paths work in Illustrator, but you just have to know the trick to getting the point in there. And so I'm going to take my regular arrow tool and I'm just going to put it right on top of the line at that point, and then I have to hold down a key, the Command key. On a PC, the Control key, and you'll notice that when you do that, it will change your arrow to white and it will give you that little plus sign next to it. That means that when you click, it will add a control point. And then I'm going to scroll down to the end of the clip over here, and I'm going to make another point. And so it doesn't matter, just somewhere in here. And again, hold the Command key down and click. And then I'm just going to click. Now I'm not holding any keys, just with my arrow tool. I'm just going to click and hold on that point and pull it to the bottom and all the way to the end. And so now if I reduce my view here, from this point here where I put the first point to the last point here, that means the music is going to gradually be fading out. Now, we aren't going to do this in this demo, but this also allows you to do many different things, and you can add as many points as you need to get what you want. So say right about here, you just had a big loud noise that occurred on set, and you can't really just cut out that whole part of it because something visually is happening that you need to see. Well, you can go in and add, say, 1, 2, 3, 4 control points and pull the 2 inside points down to the bottom. And so it just goes full volume, boom, goes to silence, goes back up to full volume, and continues on. So that is a way I will use these a lot when I'm making my videos. Is I can't lose the video, but I don't want to hear that big clunking audio either. All right, so we're getting there. So if I play from this point, you'll see gradually that circus music is getting softer and softer, and ironically things are becoming scarier and scarier. So like with a lot of things in design, bigger doesn't always mean more powerful or having greater impact. Sometimes the absence of sound can be more powerful than any sound that can be made. I know, incredibly deep. Take a moment to absorb that into your inner core. All right, so next thing in is I need to get the voiceover in here. And so I'm going to, let me scroll up a little bit so we can see our audio track. And go back to my project window. And I have made a nice little piece of audio right here. And so I've already put the in and out points in. And I recorded this in QuickTime, which is on the Mac. And you can record your audio however you want. If you happen to have a microphone, you can attach it to your computer. You can actually record it right into Premiere. In fact, Davis Barber made a video on how to do that, so I will post that to the site. You can record it on your phone and then transfer the audio to your computer. So there's many different ways you can do that, and I will leave you to figure that out. I have a microphone connected to my computer, and so I just recorded it right through QuickTime. Okay, so I'm going to drag my voiceover clip in here, but first I want to move my playhead to the correct in point, and then pull this in, and boom. And so let's just play a little piece of this so you can hear what this sounds like. Come on back, and we'll see if you remember this. So that's beautiful. I have a glorious voice, as you guys already know quite well.
Yeah.
But I think for this time I could use a little embellishment, get a little more spooky, if you will. And so there's a really nice place in here called the Audio Workspace. So I'm going to click on this bottom voiceover clip, go up here to the top, click on Audio, and this will open up this area to the right here. And so this is dialogue I want to affect, so I'm going to open up that window, and then I just want to reset a few things. So I've already figured out what I wanted to do, but you can come back and play with this to your heart's content. So all this stuff at the top is fine. For the preset though, I would like to change this to on the telephone. And then you can kind of play this as you're making changes. Simplest thing of all. So that's pretty cool. Definitely gives kind of a scary vibe to my voice. And then I would like to come down here under Creative, and I would like to turn the reverb on. And I would like to drop this menu and say Outside the Club. And so I know that sound well.
Yes, dear.
And then I also would like to increase this a bit. How it is to be children. Secure. But not through this whole clip. I actually would like this first part to stay the way it is, and the very end part, after the title ends, to kind of increase a little bit in terms of the effect. So I'm going to move my playhead down to the end of the title clip, and then I am simply, and I'm going to move it a little bit over between the audio here, right about there, so it's kind of in between words. And then I'm going to get my razor tool, which is this guy here. You can also hit the letter C, and I'm going to clip this. And so this is nice. I'll get my arrow tool again, because now I can adjust these two clips separate from each other. But in the meantime, before I clipped them, I put this setting through the whole thing. So this first part, I actually want this to be a little bit louder. So, I don't know, somewhere around there, about 3 decibels louder. And then this I'm going to leave where it is, because there's no other sound competing with it right here. And also, I think sometimes the quieter you talk, the more impact your words have. So I'm going to leave that there, but I want to increase the reverb a little bit. And so I'm going to go down here to Amount, and I'm going to change it, just move it up about 1.5 points. And so now these two clips, even though they have the same basic overall effects applied to them, will be a little bit different by virtue of the volume and by the additional reverb. So I'm going to go back to my editing workspace and then hit the backslash to fit the whole thing in the window. And I believe we are pretty much done. So let's take a look at this bad boy and see how it's working. Home button, and let's play. Come on back, and we'll see if you remember the simplest thing of all, how it is to be children, secure in belief, and thus afraid of the dark. Oh my God. I've never been so scared in my life. I'll see you in the next video.